Yo, what's up guys? This is Hicks MMA and Fitness, and today I want to talk about which one's better, wrestling or jiu-jitsu. And this is gonna be very unbiased, even though I wrestled for 6 years. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for like a year and like 3 months. I would say that wrestling and jiu-jitsu, they both complement each other. But here are the main differences though. Wrestling is a lot more intense, it's high stress, high pace, high intensity, and it's lots and lots and lots of conditioning. And also in jiu-jitsu, it's more relaxed and it's more like technical based. And also, if you have the gi in jiu-jitsu, it is so different from being a wrestler, because wrestlers, we wear singlets and you really can't grab the singlet. But in jiu-jitsu with the gi, you have so many grips that you can hold on to slow down your opponent, and there's so many chokes that you could do from the gi besides wrestling, which there's no submissions. The objective of wrestling is pretty much take your opponent down and pin them to their back. Which is jiu-jitsu, where when you're on your back, that doesn't count as a pin, because there's no pins in jiu-jitsu, there's only submissions. And so with wrestling, I would say this, you will have an edge over jiu-jitsu practitioners, because a lot of jiu-jitsu practitioners, they're not used to that high intensity, high pressure, high stress. Well, wrestlers are. However, jiu-jitsu athletes have an advantage over wrestlers, because as wrestlers, we don't like to be on our back. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And even I still have that problem to this day. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, try to play guard and be on my back more. But at the same time, I also do MMA, and also jiu-jitsu and MMA is so different from just straight up jiu-jitsu competition. But at the same time, I still need to get comfortable with that aspect of still being on my back and escaping from there too. But also, you gotta realize that there's also no-gi jiu-jitsu. And the way I look at no-gi jiu-jitsu is pretty much wrestling with submissions. That's the way I look at it. And I feel like if you're a wrestler, you should do jiu-jitsu, and vice versa. If you're a jiu-jitsu athlete, you should do some wrestling practices, especially if you never wrestled before and you do a wrestling practice. It'll just benefit you so much, because I'm telling you, a wrestler that knows jiu-jitsu is really, really, really dangerous. Like, even my previous jiu-jitsu competition, since I have 6 years of wrestling experience, I've beaten blue belts, and technically I'm still a white belt, but my gym, they do green belts. But just me having that wrestling intensity and pressure, I was able to beat blue belts. And granted, I'm not as good in the gi versus no gi, because again, the gi, you have so many grips, and there's so many ways you can submit and choke out your opponent. So just come to conclusion, wrestling and jiu-jitsu both complement each other. With that being said, see you in the next one. Bye.